This is Iggy, or Icky. He's an adorable little dragon with a very special trait. While his siblings practice breathing fierce bursts of fire, instead, Iggy spends his time happily blowing shimmering, gentle rainbow bubbles that drift lazily through the mountain air. It was a particularly dull, rainy afternoon, and the dragons were stuck inside their cave. With the rain drumming steadily against the rocks outside and indoor flying strictly forbidden, there wasn't much to do but watch the puddles grow. Everything changed when they spotted a mysterious, glowing parchment resting on a rustic wooden table. It was a treasure map, and written across the top in golden letters were the words, "The Temple of Doughnuts." Suddenly, the gray afternoon didn't seem so boring. With the map spread out between them, the three siblings began to plan their route, their minds already far away from the rainy cave. They didn't have to wait long. As Iggy and his siblings took flight, the rain clouds finally broke apart, revealing a bright, adventurous sun that warmed their scales and dried their wings. They followed the glowing dashed line across the parchment, far beyond the forest and over vast dunes of golden desert sand. The map led them toward rocky peaks, stopping at a specific mountain shaped exactly like a giant camel with two humps. They worked together to circle the camel-shaped peak, with Iggy spotting a hidden painted sign while his siblings searched for the entrance. Finally, tucked into the second hump, they found the mouth of a cave smelling of cinnamon and sugar. By trusting their map and staying close together throughout the long flight, the three dragons managed to find a doorway that would have been impossible to spot alone. The cave was lit by soft, glowing lanterns, but the path forward was quickly blocked by a sparkling underground stream that cut right through the tunnel. Iggy took a running leap and landed with a massive recoil, his weight sinking into a bright green stone that buckled and flexed like a giant wobbly mountain of jelly. Boing! Boing! Deeper inside, the tunnel opened into a massive cavern where a giant lake of thick yellow custard bubbled and hissed, sending warm steam drifting up toward the high ceiling. The dragons looked up and saw long red strawberry shoelaces hanging from the stalactites. They grabbed hold, using the sticky laces to swing high over the bubbling custard lake. Iggy squealed with delight as he soared through the air. A trail of rainbow bubbles poured from his mouth, while the tip of his tail dipped playfully into the warm yellow lake below. What looked like a daunting, steaming barrier became a playground once the dragons decided to dive in. A little bit of daring can turn a bubbling obstacle into the best part of the adventure. Finally, they stepped into a giant cavern where everything was made of treats. Ring donuts the size of chairs were stacked along walls, and the floor was dusted with fine icing sugar. Iggy discovered a secret, jewel-covered doorway at the back of the cavern. It led to a quiet room where a single plate of magical, glistening treats sat on a pedestal, the grand doughnuts. These weren't ordinary donuts, crafted from rare, sweet cherries and the softest cinnamon, giving off an irresistible scent. The little dragons were so excited to have reached the end of their quest that they didn't wait. In just one single minute, the entire plate of magical donuts was gone. As they rested, Iggy found a note left by the baker. It explained that because the ingredients were so rare, it took an entire year of hard work to make those few special donuts. When something is made with that much care and magic, the best way to enjoy it is to slow down. Rushing through the treasure means you miss the chance to truly savor how special it really is. With very full tummies and a quiet new respect for the baker's work, the three dragons began their journey out of the mountain. The flight back was peaceful and slow. They soared across a vast, dark blue night sky, wings catching the light of thousands of twinkling stars. They didn't know it, but friendly pigeon trackers were watching from the trees the whole way, ensuring the young dragons made it safely back to Grandpa Flame's terrace. Iggy was exhausted. He brushed his teeth, pulled on his favorite snuggly red pajamas, and tucked his wings in close, feeling safe and warm in his own bed. His eyelids fluttered shut. As he fell into a deep sleep, he blew one last shimmering bubble into the moonlight. Ini Irava, Iggy. The best part of a long adventure is the way it stays with you, turning into sweet, happy dreams once you're finally tucked in for the night.